Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to HBCU Game Day. We are hanging out with the athletic director at put that extra E on it, Jackson State University. He's Mr. Ashley Robinson. Mr. Robinson, welcome to our neighborhood. Man, it's good to catch up with you. We haven't talked personally. I saw you at the SWAC basketball tournament, but we haven't been on the platform in quite a while. Thanks for hanging out with us. How are things going right now in Jackson?
Things are going well in Jackson, Mississippi. We definitely finishing up our spring season, all 16 sports at one time, and it's been great to see our student athletes perform. But also, it's been really good on both sides of the academic platform and the athletic platform. So we ended the year very safe, and that was the number one concern this semester with the pandemic and a lot going on. So we're very excited, and things are going well here at Jackson State, and we're getting ready for the fall.
How would you summarize what the SWAC was able to pull off? Because people have used the word pivot so much, but I mean, from baseball to the basketball tournament, the football, and even along the way, had to kind of stop, restart, change some venues, but they never gave up as a conference. What would you say about that experience now that it's at least a little bit in the rearview mirror?
I'm going to say one word: leadership. Great leadership from the conference office. Commissioner McCullen has done a really good job at the conference office is making the SWAC known nationwide. We've done some things for the first time in a long time. We was the first to announce that we will play spring football, and we was able to get all sports in the spring, and that comes from the leadership and the structure and organization from our conference office, which is our leaders. It shows the commitment from our presidents. It shows the commitment from our athletic directors. And it shows the commitment for our coaches. And most importantly, the big commitment from our student athletes, because this is what it's all about. It is all about giving them the opportunity to be successful and giving them a great experience. So it was a lot of calls weekly with the athletic directors and the commissioner's office, but communication was done very well. I think the conference office did a really good job in ensuring and making sure that our student athletes get a chance to perform this spring. And we did it in a safe manner. We took care of a lot of our things when it came to being safe and putting those environments in place. And that shows, again, leadership from our conference, our presidents, our ADs, our coaches, our administrators, and most importantly, our student athletes.
Yeah, absolutely. A great job by everyone. Your baseball team was phenomenal this year. They went unbeaten in SWAC conference play. They did lose that non-conference game to Grambling. Came up one game short in the conference baseball tournament, which was, look, Ashley, I don't have a rooting interest. I want everybody to do well, but it was hard for me not to feel bad for the Jackson State baseball team. For people maybe that didn't follow, the rules are this. It's virtually a double elimination tournament until you get to the championship game, because it's going to be on TV, and television wants a definitive winner when that game ends. They don't want to, well, maybe you won, oh, maybe we got to play another, and I understand that.
Right.
But, man, it was hard for you guys not to lose a game during the regular season, not to lose a game in the tournament until that last game. The rules are the rules, but how did you guys and everybody there deal with that?
Very tough. And the tough part about it is you look at your student athlete's face, and you look at your coach and all the things and accomplishments that they have done this year, and to get to that point and that happened. But it doesn't take away from what they've done. Our student athletes, baseball student athletes, did a really good job this year. And anybody knows the sport of baseball. I don't care how much talent you have. I don't care how many pitching you have. I don't care what you have. But in order to win all your conference games in the sport of baseball, that's a really big deal. And it shows the leadership that we have in our baseball program. Coach Johnson, and I'm glad you brought baseball up. He doesn't get the credit he deserves. Coach Johnson has been consistent across the board, 30 plus games each year. And baseball is a tough sport. You can have all the talent in the world, but you have one day where that pitching is not good, and somebody can get hot. And as you know, we call it a hot weekend. You can get hot and things can happen. Coach Johnson has did a really good job with our baseball program. He's done a really good job recruiting. He's been a really good job setting that foundation. We have a rich baseball tradition with Coach Brady, one of our legendary coaches, has set the tone here. And him and Coach Kadar, are really, when you think about baseball in the SWAC, you think about those two coaches. But Coach Johnson is making a name for himself. I think he's doing some really, really good things. And just to see him interact with his student athletes and the way he carried himself and the day-to-day business, how he handled his kids. And you will see why he had success. That's a great documentary to see the day-to-day the success of Coach Johnson, his coaches and the student athletes. And it shows on the field. So that's again, kudos to Coach Johnson, but we have some great baseball student athletes. He's done a really good job bringing them in. And they did really, really really good. And outside of that, winning all those conference games, they still have over a 3.0 team GPA. So that's really, really exciting as well. So that shows the overall leadership that Coach Johnson has for the program. And very happy for them. Of course, that was a tough moment, but it doesn't take away the things that they have done this year.
I mean, literally, crashing through the outfield gate, the ball is in the glove, it pops out. I mean, that was as much drama. I'll tell you this, Ashley, I don't watch baseball. I'm not a big baseball fan, but the SWAC tournament this year was so good. I literally sat on my couch and watched baseball. Right. I couldn't tell you I don't think since Barry Bonds was chasing the home run record was the last time I sat down and just watched a baseball game on TV, but that was really compelling stuff, and Jackson State had a big role in that. Speaking of compelling, I know people are like, Tyler, you've been talking for 12 minutes. You haven't mentioned Deion Sanders yet. Mr. Robinson, sir, you have had one of the most famous people in the world on your campus coaching your football team. Over 6 months now, if memory serves me correct. What has that experience been like? It's been no shortage of talk and attention.
Right. It's been great. The experience has been really, really great. I'm competitive myself as an athletic director, as a former student athlete. These 6 months has really, really been good for our football program. Our goal in the spring was to really come in and set the foundation. Coach Sanders started the season. I tell everyone he's only been here 60 days, maybe 60 days on the job, and we're playing a game with our student athletes not able to work out in the fall. Our student athletes got here, in January. We played a game 4 to 5 weeks later. Coaching staff got here in December and started planning and putting things in place. So I think him and his staff did a really, really good job of, setting the tone as a first-year head coach. And as you know, for a first-year head coach, that first year is always tough. And I was glad we was able to get it in the spring. And get that first year in the spring. But, it's always tough that first year when it comes to, setting the tone for you and your staff and your program. He's a disciplined guy, and he means well for all his student athletes. And he's not only a Hall of Famer, he's not only a 2-time, Super Bowl winner, but, he wins when it comes to helping young men and young women. And that's what it's all about, for Coach Prime. It's getting those kids an opportunity and experience. He talked about no one getting drafted in the NFL. A lot of people would say, well, they weren't eligible to get drafted, but they didn't understand the big picture. They didn't understand the vision. And I tell people, when people talk, you gotta look at things 4 to 5 years down the road. And he's serious about this won't happen again. That's something that he's taken up, and he's going to make sure that our kids get the look that we're not just at Jackson State University, but all 10 schools in this conference. He's going to make sure that they get the look, and he's very serious about that. So it's been really, really great, seeing him in practice. And, a lot of people look at, Hall of Famers and celebrities. He's serious about what he's doing. And, I called him a machine. He gets up at 6 a.m. He don't stop till 7 or 8 at night. And I'm like, man, how do you keep going every single day? And he's serious about it. Structure and organization, meeting with his coaches, making sure his student athletes get what they need, and being there for his student athletes and setting the tone in his program and how he wants things run. So it's been really good working with him. It's been really good seeing him work. It's been really good seeing the structure in the organization. And it's been really good to see the vision, of the program of football and where, his vision and where he wants to take the program and seeing those student athletes perform. And recruiting has been really, really good. He's been out doing a lot of recruiting and doing a lot of good things to get, great players in here for our upcoming fall. So it's exciting. It's been very, very exciting. Football is here for the summer, and those kids are here to be able to get a chance to catch up on academics, but also be able to work out and get ready for August. It's a quick turnaround, so the fall will be here before we know it. But it's been really, really good here working with him as a first-time head coach, and these last 6 months has really been good. A lot of national exposure for us and a lot of ESPN exposure, but that was my goal, as the athletic director. When you turn the TV on, you want to see Jackson State University. When you turn the radio on, you want to hear about Jackson State University. When you open the newspaper in the morning, you want to see Jackson State University. And that's my goal as an athletic director, is to make sure that we're shown on a national level and to show people the perception about it can't be done at an HBCU. It can be done at an HBCU. We have 4 Hall of Famers here, more Hall of Famers than anybody in the state of Mississippi. And we got over 100 players have been drafted into the NFL. We have a lot of tradition here at Jackson State, and we've done some things that a lot of bigger institutions have not done. And we have the alumni base to be a bigger institution. We have over 50,000 alums and counting. Just come to a game on USC, just travel to a Jackson State football game. So I saw it not as an athletic director, not only as an athletic director, but I saw it growing up as a young child and a young man. So we're excited. We're excited here. We've seen a lot of changes. We have vision for our program, and we want to continue to grow that and continue to grow out the success that we had in the spring. But also, we want to do 5 to 10 things better coming up in the fall. So we want to look at some things and upgrade some things and put some things in place for our program and our coaches to be successful. So for me, this is the most important time of the year. June and July, a lot of people, it's vacation time, it's planning time. It's time to put policies and procedures in place. It's time to put things in place to support our coaches and meet with each individual program to see exactly what they need. So it's been good here with Coach Sanders. I end by saying it's been prime time in Jackson, Mississippi. It is prime time in Jackson, Mississippi.
Hey man, it's been so interesting to see him adapt that to his identity when he could identify as so many things. He could be an Atlanta Falcon or a Dallas Cowboy or, San Francisco 49er or what have you, Baltimore Raven. But, he was on I Am Athlete, that really popular interview a couple of weeks ago. I mean, he was JSU down, and that was a big topic of the conversation. It's a good thing to get used to, but it's like, man, Jackson State is just in the mainstream now.
Right. And that's the vision for our program. We want to be all over the country. We want to be known, and that's what we're doing here. That's our vision. That's our president vision. That's my vision as an athletic director, and that's our coach's vision. And hiring a coach prime, that I think that helps you out a whole lot.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt, that's for sure. I wonder how many fellow ADs kind of call you up and try to get a bead on your secret sauce on that hire. Are people trying to pick your brain the last few months?
Well, we have a lot of good ADs in our conference. The landscape is changing and people are really doing really, really good jobs. But the number one thing is our presidents are really investing into athletics. Athletics is the front porch to your university. I think when you talk about enrollment, you talk about growing your institution, everybody's invested in that. So we have some really good, ADs that I talk to a lot, not just, in the conference, but I have a lot of ADs that, I talk to and that's the first question that they ask is, how did that happen? What during that time, I really didn't talk to anyone. I had to be very, very, close to that and working on that. So those 2 months I was away a little bit, but I get those calls often about, how did you do that or what happened? and how did you pull that off? And it's time, now is the time for us, and it's time for us to take advantage of it. We're always happy with the comfortable hires. It's not about being comfortable. In order to be great, you got to do something that's never been done before, and that's what I'm about. I'm about growing our program. I'm about doing what's best for our student athletes, because I want our student athletes to have the best experience. I want this to be the best 4 or 5 years of their life, but I also want us to do what we supposed to do to support them and bring quality coaches and administrators in to give them what they need to be successful and show them their experience. And I'm putting the world on notice. I want people to know that it can be done. It can be done. It's a perception of things cannot be done. You look at the leadership of the conference. I'm gonna tell you, Commissioner McCullough has a plan and he has a vision, and you see it. You see it working out, and it's just the first year. And you're gonna see some totally different things from our conference. We have grew the conference, so 12 good teams. I mean, it's gonna be some really, really good football this spring. I think all sports, and when you grow, I think that helps you build your program. Now. We have a little Florida twist in the conference now. So we add that in the conference, and I think that's the big recruiting tool for everyone. I think that helps everyone. So I think it's good. And it speaks to the leadership of our conference. But it's exciting, very, very exciting. Every day it's exciting to wake up and say, hey, I'm the athletic director at the Jackson State University, and I'm thankful and happy to be here. And I'm happy to be able to be in a situation to show people that it can be done. We can make big hires, and we can do things the right way.
Well, I tell you, you have another superstar coach on the sidelines for women's basketball. Coach Tamika Reed has done a great job, and she is signing, quiet as kept, she's getting some of the best female basketball players in the state of Mississippi. And you're talking about, you're going against, Ole Miss and some of these other schools, and she's actually winning some of these battles.
Coach Reed, great. I mean, she's a great coach, fiery coach, very, very aggressive. She loves women's basketball. She loves her student athletes. And the thing about Coach Reed is, born and raised in Jackson, Mississippi, went to high school in Jackson, went to junior high in Jackson, went to elementary school in Jackson. And she was a great basketball player herself, played for the great Anna Jackson, one of the greatest Hall of Famers, Mississippi Hall of Famers coach in the state of Mississippi. Coach Reed has a rich background, and she's serious about her business. I tell people this all the time, and a lot of people, say, you just saying that because you're the athletic director. Coach Reed is one of the best women's basketball coaches in the country. And I would say that to anybody. I will put her against anybody. If you give her some of the same resources and things that some of these Power 5 coaches have, you'll see something totally different. And any mid-majors, they really don't have a chance. She's showing people, again, it can be done, and it's all about exception. She works really, really hard in building her program. She's serious about recruiting. She's serious about structure and organization. She's serious about, being successful. And it shows. It shows on the field. She started here in 2018, and we hadn't had a success in a while. First year coming in, she goes to the SWAC tournament. Second year come in, she wins the regular season. And third year, she wins the regular season and the tournament in year 3. So very excited about the women's basketball program. Very happy and excited for Coach Reed and the success of her and the coaching staff and the student athletes. She works really, really hard, really, really hard. And that shows on the court as well. So very excited about that. I don't think it's another coach out there that can do some of the things she done. Great recruiter, great X&O coaches. I was in practice with Coach Reed, and so often I stopped by and practice, and she came over, and they got into some situations, and she drew up a play on her phone. And I'm looking at it, and I'm a basketball guy myself, so I'm like, you can't fool me. She grew up a play on her phone, and I was like, oh, wow, like that. And, she drew some up really, really fast. And so she gets it. She understands, situational coach. She make great decisions. After halftime, I tell people the best coaches are just after halftime. That's when you know you got a really, really good coach. She makes some great adjustments. She made some this year, and she made some in the past years. So very excited about her. The stars are the limit for our women's basketball team, and we want to be able to make some surprises and get on to the next level. And again, and show that we can do something first round. We can win some games as well. We're going to play some tough non-conference in the fall. So very excited to see that, with the recruits she got coming in. So, the stars are the limit for Coach Reed, and I think the best is yet to come for her.
Well, you better beat them this year because once you beat them, they're not going to schedule you anymore.
Absolutely right about that. I've been through that one before.
We know how that game goes. Look, everybody knows you were a baller back in the day. I know a lot of the women's teams sometimes like to bring in men to practice to make things a little more physical so they can get ready for the game. Now, if you come by one day, just walk by with your sneakers on, do you want any of that smoke out there?
No, I don't think they're ready for the smoke. I told I got a lot of teammates that still, claim that they can play. The best AD Robinson's going to do, I'm going to give you 30 or 40 minutes on the elliptical. And I want to be able to come to work every day and walking straight. So I'm going to let those youngsters have it. So, those days have passed, but I still got it. Don't get it twisted. I still got it. I still have a passion for basketball. But I love the win, and I'm very passionate about it. So if I can't do it the way I want to do it, I'm not going to go out there and play. So, but it crossed my mind a lot. It's several times when I go in the gym, chills come down my back. So I remember the times, in playing and then seeing those student athletes and seeing what they're doing. And that's very, very exciting, especially being a former athlete.
Hey, guys like me and you, we just better stick to horse. That's about as far as we need to push it.
Right.
You talk about these student athletes and these coaches. I know you want to put resources in place to support and keep them excited and keep the fans excited and make their jobs a little easier. Tell me about some of the things you guys have going on campus that you're looking to improve and build upon.
Yeah. Right now we're doing our Building a Champion Fund. And we're looking to upgrade all our facilities on campus, athletic facilities on campus. Right now, we have started on our turf practice field. So that started last week. That's one of our initiatives. We've done some exterior to our AAC, which is where we play men's and women's basketball, the Athletic and Assembly Center. And we got several other projects ongoing. On September the 25th, our first game, which will be the WC Gordon Classic home game, we're going to launch our facility renderings. We did a small launching last semester, but we're going to launch all those renderings. So we're looking to upgrade all our facilities to make quality locker rooms, quality sports medicine area, quality strength and conditioning area, nutrition areas, juice bars, lounges, meeting spaces, theater style for our student athletes, so they can have quality facilities, and we can be top tier facilities. So that's what we're doing now. So I encourage everyone to go to jsutigers.com and click on giving and click on that Building Champion Fund. And we're looking to start that project. We're still ongoing now. We've started a couple projects, but we're looking to upgrade all our facilities. Now, as you know, quality facilities is a great recruiting tool. And also it's great for our student athletes to have those quality facilities. And also from a competitive and competing standpoint, you have to have quality facilities in athletics.
For sure. This fall, I imagine we're going to have a full house. Restrictions will be off for football. That's going to be a hot ticket. If I want to go, hang out at the vet, see what you guys got going on. Should I be getting my tickets right now?
You should be getting your tickets right now. You should be going to Ticketmaster. Our goal this year is 20,000 season ticket holders, which I think is a small goal with over 50,000 alone. We got 5 great home games this year, and very excited about those. So, our first home game is September the 25th against Delta State. And then we have our October the 12th, we have our homecoming against Alabama State. And then following homecoming week, we got Bethune-Cookman coming in, which would be a first time. And then, we're going to end this season with Alcorn, which, is a big rivalry for us. So we got good five good quality games this year. So we're very excited about that. And want to encourage everyone to come out and get that hot ticket. It's a hot ticket. You're going to have a really good game time and enjoy some good tailgating. As you know, we tailgate and come out and enjoy some good football on Saturday evening. So 5 home games. I think the lowest ticket amount is season tickets is starting at $125 general seating. So, and also, you're going to get a great show because the Sonic Boom of the South will be performing, the best band in the country. So come on out and watch some good Jackson State football, see some great tradition, have a really good game day experience, and listen to the Sonic Boom of the South on in the fall. So go to Ticketmaster, purchase your tickets, starting at $125, and our goal is to have 20,000 season tickets this year. And I don't have no doubt in my mind that we can do it.
There's a lot out in the world right now with NIL, name, image, and likeness. Have you been keeping up with that? And is that something that's become part of, a stack of papers on your desk that you have to think about and deal with?
Every single day, and I love it. I love it. It's a great opportunity for our student athletes. Our coaches love it, and we're working as administrators to put some things in place. You have a lot of networking and platforms out there that a lot of institutions are purchasing and looking at, and we're looking at some platforms to make sure that we can showcase our student athletes so we can get that name likeness out there and images out there. So we're looking to partner with someone. We're in talks and we're going to launch that in July, but that's every single day. We're working on that piece every day alongside with my associate AD, Dennis Driscoll, has brought me a lot of information, tasks that I have given him to make sure we get the best platform to showcase our student athletes. So yes, that is a big topic and we are in full support of it and we love it. I love it. I think it's going to be great for our student athletes coming in, and we're going to make sure that we support it as an administration here at Jackson State University to support that efforts and make sure we get that information out so our kids can take advantage of the name, likeness, and image.
Well, the game has certainly changed. That is for sure. Some things, it seems like we talk about them forever, and then you look up one day and they are a reality, or at least on the verge of becoming a reality.
Right.
So it's definitely something very interesting that we'll follow. Ashley Robinson, thank you so much for spending some time with us. We look forward to covering your teams this year and maybe making a few more trips to Jackson and giving the fans the content and the information that we can. And we really appreciate your time today.
Thank you, and I appreciate you for having me, and I appreciate what you do for HBCUs. Very positive show. I love following you, and I love tracking you. And this is the type of shows that we need for our HBCUs to put that message out there. So kudos to you, and I want to say thank you. Being an HBCU product, this is really good. You're always positive, and you got open arms and open doors here at Jackson State University at any time that you would like to speak to me or any of our coaches or student athletes. So I want to say thank you for what you do, and I appreciate you supporting HBCUs.
Well said. We'll leave it there. It's a HBCU game day. Thank you guys for hanging out with us.
Thank you.